Good day, everyone. Good day once again. I am Colonel Otinggey. I'm with my companion, Mr. Jefferson Roa, Mr. Jumar Labadan, and Miss Yonica Macapayad. So today, let us begin with a question. Is a thing holy for it is loved and feared by people, or the other way around? So that's having a new place for Mr. Roa. Mr. Roa.
For the overall message of the excerpt seems to explore the relationship between holiness and the emotions of love and fear. It suggests a contemplation on whether something is considered holy because people love and fear it, or if people love and fear it because it is deemed holy. This prompts reflection on the interplay between human emotions and the perception of sanctity.
Okay, let me take my place and once again for the supporting points. So first, holiness over fear. Otherwise, it causes loss of reason and root. Second, religion has to, that's something related with self-worship of the Holy One. Third, holiness is the measure of love's devotion to God. So next, may we have Miss Macapayad. Miss Macapayad.
So the following are the personal experiences that illustrates each supporting point. First is when I have these two major subjects where the same professor always conducts an oral recitation every meeting. Instead of feeling scared and overwhelmed every time it's my turn to answer, I thought of God, then focused on doing my best to understand the question and then answer it based on what I have fully understood. Second is people attended religious ceremonies not merely by merits but through the duty for oneself of drawing before the godly image. Last but not the least, whenever I have a problem and I have no idea how to solve it, I pray and seek guidance, and all I know I've overcome them.
And then our objection number one, some situations feeling fear is important for staying safe or avoiding harm. It doesn't always make us lose or a reason or sense of purpose. And our second, others may argue that not all religious acts are completely selfless. Some individuals engage in them to gain virtual reward or assurance. And then lastly, sometimes I wonder why it took so long to get something done, no matter how hard we prayed for it.
So may we have Mr. Roa? Mr. Roa?
For the first counterexample, although it is true that fear may serve as a survival instinct, making us fa- making us to react fast to stay safe. However, it is also important to note that if fear gets too strong, it can mess with our sense of purpose and unclouded thinking. Second, the holiness can exist in the human beings, but exists indefinitely through God Himself. Third, sometimes things that are done quickly are certain things that do not last.
May we have Mr. Labadan?
And our sample that illustrate the answer. Sample number one. A child who grows up in a strict household but is shaped by the practice within the group, but it's needed not holistic. And our second, Christians treated Sunday as the day of the rest and commemorating the covenant of God. It is for the good of all people, which is a time for a pause and reflection aside from prayer. Lastly, I made a spur of the moment, purchased without thoroughly considering the consequences or the long-term utility of the item.
And this is now, for my part, the conclusion. Sanctity is independent from the preference of the many as it is universal. Otherwise, it could lead to private information and is not shared towards others. So, the insights first. Fear is not a single point to consider when it comes to belief, but compassion and reason as well dwelt within the people. Second, holiness sprang from free will rather than threat, and it is a self defeating one if using negative objects like terror. Last insight is that making a spur of the moment purchase without considering the consequences of our long term utility may not have been the most prudent decision. I also need to evaluate the purchase, practice mindful spending, and learn from experience. Thank you for your contribution to this video. I am glad and feeling blessed because that we are here together. See you next videos. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.